Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀ Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀ Súrákì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súrákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súrákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súrákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súrákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súrákì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ Súrákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ̀rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people wey dey spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one na dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. And in dey touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they no dey do anything with the power. Sure. Every day dollar just dey get the higher power over naira. Still dem talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun
Come oh yo yo, my people make we shout oh yo yo. Maiyegun yo. Yes, that's how we're going to be doing it. Not just on Maiyegun's diary. Now we can do this on Diaspora Radio Live. Yes, it is live. It's been live for the past 1 month. But yes, it is now officially live where others will be plugging in now. Other presenters, other programmers, and the rest from all over the world. They will be part of the revolution that is about to sweep over the oppressors that are so comfortable in Nigeria, not just in Nigeria, even beyond. Yes, this is going to be the birth of the new thing. And I have so many other people who are going to join me tonight. Some of you are going to join me. The link is on the Facebook. But before we get so deeper into this, I've got these two wonderful people, great people from the Root Radio Love, Washington, D.C. These are wonderful people who have been doing a lot in sensitizing the people, back home from the diaspora, just as many of us are doing too. But as Diaspora Radio is coming to be, then to God be the glory. We will be partnering with them, and they are so happy to join me tonight. They speak more to the art of our people in Yoruba land. And I'm going to start tonight's broadcast with them. So, as many of you will also join me live later tonight, yeah? But I'll start with Alagba Charles Okonla Won. Yes. From Root Radio Love, Washington, D.C. Hello, sir.
Hello, my brother.
It's a pleasure having you with us tonight. How are you doing, sir?
I'm wonderful. And it's a day that the Lord has made.
You promised to be part of it. And today it is. Here we are.
It is. We've been planning this thing for a long time. And today God said, go on, brothers.
Yes.
And we're here.
We're doing it. And you're actually coming with the whole crew. The whole crew of Root Radio Love, Washington, D.C. And I'm going to be so relaxed and with my friends as well to get mesmerized by what you've been doing. And then, how you're going to be part of this from now on. So I'm going to bring in Professor Moses Mabayoche. So he's also joining us tonight as well, sir. Good evening, sir.
I dey happy. I dey happy.
I have another one question. Because
it's like you go block your road now, only hand you go cover.
Yeah.
Continue.
Thank you, sir. So I have it. I'm so lucky tonight, and this is why I so believe that this is going to work. Because the whole crew is joining us, and a very good, wonderful brother I've not seen for a long time decided to be part of this tonight as well. So Root Radio Love whole crew are in the house, and I'm going to bring in Kowe, my very good one, brother. Can you let me see if I can.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Very, very well, sir.
Okay, good afternoon. My English is limited.
Go away.
So, when Brother Charles called me and said Maiyegun is doing something new, all the way from UK to all of us in the diaspora, it's a laudable thing. And we're always happy to support every good cause. This is a very good cause. I wish more people will do this with the zeal and commitment that it deserves. Don't get me wrong, a lot of people have a lot of radio stations, a lot of programs, a lot of that. But some of them are just doing it to get the popularity in the hope that the popularity will translate into money. This is not what we're doing here. We've worked with you before on Roots Radio, and we're still going to work with you here on this Diaspora Radio by the grace of God. Brother, good job.
Thank you so much, Kowe. It's a pleasure having you back, by the way, and you're looking good, sir.
Thank you.
I'll go back to Alagba Charles, which happened to be a very, very close person to me, from far away, America, and he's always there, like, call me anytime. And I said, we want to have a platform that, even though we all disagree, yes, we have our differences. Nigeria has gotten to a stage whereby at least people are now more or less like, now we need to break up. Others are saying, no, that's not the ideal thing. Then we said, why can't we have the conversation? Why can't we begin to look into things that either you can say, well, unite, or probably common things we have together, or begin to look into what really divides us instead of playing aloof all this while, yeah? And we decided to start Diaspora Radio International. It's sort of a conversational platform whereby we can reach out to our people back in Nigeria, yeah? Now, here we are. Diaspora Radio, September 1st, 2020. I'm so happy that I'm starting this with you, Alagba Charles, and the whole crew. Now, you have been doing a lot reaching out to the people back home. And this question is to all of you. I'm going to say, and you have seen a lot too. You have a lot to tell. Now, do you think this generation of ours are so impatient, or let me say impatient with the older generation who we considered as failure, that's now prompted the revolution that is now asking to replace them? Do you think we are impatient by any means to start with?
Well, thank you very much, Maiyegun. First of all, before we get into the nitty-gritty of it, I want to take a moment to acknowledge everybody listening and tuning in right now at the moment. And I want to acknowledge my peers, my senior Baba on the show with us tonight, Maiyegun and Mufu. We also call him Momo Yasuno Akpediara. A lot of us may have been accustomed to my voice. My Mufu's voice is a household voice. Baba is our pillar. Every time we run into any obstacle, we run into him, and he frees us from the shackles of lack of knowledge. I'm saying that to let you know that there's a purpose for this thing right here. Maiyegun came up with the idea, and he ran it by us, and we said, Maiyegun, we are going to look into it, and we see that you've been very passionate about what you're doing, and people believe you, people listening to you. You are a rallying point, you are a galvanizing agent that brought together people from different backgrounds. And we felt, well, why not? We'll pitch in and do the best we can. So that's the purpose we're here. A lot of people might be wondering, well, we don't know these faces. You may not know the faces, but you know the voices. My name is Charles Okola. Baba is on the platform with us. To answer your question, Maiyegun, Roots Radio has been here for like 7 years now or more. And we've been doing the same thing you are doing at the moment. It's just that we are a little restricted because we employ the language of Yoruba. But your platform is very broad, it's wider. And you said, are you people impatient? No, you're not impatient. This is the year of our Lord 2020. By his grace, Nigeria should be 60 years of independence this year. And if at 60 years, we are still being fed by the hands of colonialism, by the hands of imperialism, then we don't deserve to be independent. So for us to say that, are you impatient? No, you're not impatient. As a matter of fact, what you are doing is long overdue. And it will take whatever it takes from us to let you know that we are with you. You know, the approach may be different from here and there, but the whole purpose of this platform is to bring to harness all those resources so that we can all speak in one language that everybody could understand. We will come to you from our background, from our diverse ethnic culture, and occasionally you might see programs here and there that cuts across every language barrier. But most importantly, I think what you're doing, you're on the right path, and it is my only prayer that God Almighty will continue to strengthen you and to embolden you and to fortify you with knowledge and wisdom, because you need wisdom to survive.
Thank you very much, sir. I will go to Baba, and I will actually let Baba, because you have a unique way of reaching our people, and Diaspora Radio is going to be that multi-dimensional, as we said, because we really need to eat home running. Baba, I want you to come in before I go to Kowe, another senior.
I don't know what I should say. I enjoy speaking to my people in Yoruba language.
Please go ahead.
I can also watch English language because I'm funny.
Ben, sir.
I can also watch it with you. What you are doing is overdue. Your first approach, I told you by then that these people are not ready to listen to the gentle voice you were using originally. You thought you can reach them one by one and make them to reason. They are not ready to reason. They are rogues. They are thieves. They take us for mumu. Let us join Charlie Boy to say our mumu don't do.
Don't do.
This is the time to tell them, make them know, so we not be mumu again. What you call fighting for the masses is traditional with the Yorubas. Go and read Omo Olokun Esin by Adebayo Faleti, where one man they took as a captive, shook the empire, and deliver his race. Go and look how the Ibadan people confronted the Fulanis. When they entered through Ilorin, their aim was to go and end up at the lagoon in Lagos. That's where they will wash off the blood of their swords. But the Yoruba confronted them at Okeowini. That's why they tell about, they call Oriki Ibadan. Ogokeowini. Ó ṣe Fúlàní sí Báláká sí Báláká. Ó ṣe Fúlàní sí Bólókó sí Bólókó. Ó ní ta lẹ́rúkẹ́rú ń fojú di. He drove them back. Ibadan people drove them back. One of the chiefs was captured by Fulani people. And at the savannah part of Owini, the Yoruba rescued that man. And they busted into a song. Nínú pápá ò lágbégbàró kalẹ̀, lágbégbàró kalẹ̀. Nínú pápá lágbégbàró kalẹ̀. Ẹkún làró ń sún bọ̀ lọ, ẹkún làró ń sún bọ̀ lọ. Nínú pápá lágbégbàró kalẹ̀. It takes people like you and like me to rescue their own now. It's not only one person that is held in captive. It's the totality of our people. The few people are now controlling millions of people. They have, done everything to subdue the people, even intellectually. But thank God for people like you and like me. We'll keep shouting. We keep fighting them. And we keep doing it until we rescue our people.
By the grace of God.
You said, so what is coming up? I'm expecting him. He's my dear friend.
I'm waiting for him too.
Yeah, so we are going to do it, and God is on our side.
We have at least some hours on our side tonight, as long as it takes us. So I think the house is set. So I'll go to
Olódùmarè ni ó gbà ni. Wọ́n ní ẹrú bàbá ẹni tí ń fọwọ́, ẹrú ọkọ ẹni tí ń fọwọ́ gbé ni lọ́mú. Báyìí là á ṣe tí báyìí mo ṣe tí mo fi mẹ́rùn ìsíjẹ ẹ̀rùn tí ó pè léyìn ń bọ̀. Àparò tó gorí ebè tí ń pé kò nira ijọ́ tí ọba nira kò ní mà. Ọpẹ́ tí wọ́n ti ń ṣe àdá wọn lẹ́kùn á wà gbó dákun fún wọn báyìí. Olódùmarè ó bá wa ṣe o, torí Olódùmarè ni wọ́n pè ní ègbè lẹ́yìn ẹni à ń dá lóró. Ẹ máa bẹ́ tó ń súnmọ́ wà ń bẹ̀.
Kò wé.
Baba. That song by Baba actually took away, made me forget your question. What was the question again?
Like, first they accused us of, and I intentionally threw that question at you because I know you guys are now getting to that age where they call you elderlies now, right? So they say we are impatient. Our generation wants to have it all. That's why we want this, we want that, we want power, we want, we are impatient. For example, like what we have just started now. To them, you are starting something that is, why are you people impatient? That is why I threw that question. Do you think we are impatient, my generation?
I don't know what the opposite of impatient is, but I would rather say you people have been too docile.
I wanted to ask that, but I heard that back.
You have been too docile because what patience? Who is that person that will say the youth of today are impatient? Rather, I think they are not doing enough. The wasted generation had wasted our resources. I call them wasted generation because they rode to where they were on the back of free education, which was the taxes of our fathers and our fathers' father. All these people enjoy scholarship all over the world. And what is the result of the scholarship they enjoyed everywhere? Poverty in the land. What is the rate of exchange today? I'm still waiting to see the stability. And now it got to a point that central bank had to be writing to bureau to change that this is how much you must exchange money for. Really? And anybody is going to come out and say the youth are impatient? No, I actually expect the youth to be on the street since like 10 years ago. Not today, since like 10 years ago. All what we are doing today should have been done 10 years ago. But I wouldn't blame the youth so much. These people, they are the master of trickery. They've tricked everyone into believing they are for the masses. Who among them is for the masses? Who are we going to point to? One person that is for the masses. You can't even bring them a good idea. This is, let me do this for you for free. They will ask you, what is the need for us? Are those the same people that will say the youth are impatient? No, I don't think the youths are impatient. I think the youths are not being woken up enough. And this platform, I will encourage you to direct your attention at the youths. Because, you know, when you get a certain level of comfort in life, you can't go and protest. You don't want to go and protest. You don't want to go and confront the government because you are getting contracts from them, because you are building your house on a what is it called, on a sewage line, and you don't want them to come and demolish it. So you've attained a level of comfort. You don't want to disrupt the status quo. But these youth, they are the one that can conveniently disrupt the status quo and nothing will happen. But what are the youth doing? They are not impatient. I think they are not doing enough. That is how I see
it. We have our our comrade president with us now, Comrade Omoyele Shore. Mr. President, how are you?
Very good. Good evening, Maiyegun. Congratulations on the launch of Diaspora Radio International.
Thank you very much. And it's a pleasure having you, because I told you just about 45 minutes to the start of the program and I asked if you could make it. And here you are. So taking it from where Kowe just dropped the baton there, and it's about the patience or impatience of the youth. Are we doing much? Are we not doing enough? You have been at the forefront. You've been locked up for 100 days by the same government, right, in Nigeria, and the same people who believe that, well, we are undeserving or what have you, have dealt you a lot of, harassment and what have you. Yeah. Do you think, in your own way, you have been there, do you really think the youth in Nigeria themselves feel like, well, probably they are not right for it? I mean, you have been there.
See, my experience is a little different. This is not the first time I will be detained by Nigerian rulers. This is my 10th time since 1992 or thereabout, when I was first arrested and beaten by the police. I've been beaten by soldiers. Everybody wearing uniform has beaten me up before, roughened me up before, including sometimes Boy Scouts. That's how they see us. And that leads to the question you're asking about if youths are restless or complacent. I agree with the last speaker. Young people in Nigeria are very, very complacent, you know, and complacent to the point that the minority of our rulers take this for granted. And anytime you see any young person stand up and ask questions, they wonder what's wrong with the person, because they are used to a majority of young people, including old people, just being in a state of paralysis. They don't take any action. And but see, there's a difference between being impatient and being restless. I think the young people in Nigeria are restless. You know, they just want to get something doing. They're all over the place. But restlessness is not going to get them anywhere. Actually, it's impatience that they need, because they must be impatient with the oppression going on in the country. They have to be impatient with these rulers and leaders who are misgoverning and corruptly enriching themselves. You know, what am I trying to say? If you are impatient, I guess they will respect you more. But what they are seeing is restlessness, you know, and this is demonstrated in the way they use social media, the way they follow entertainment. As we speak now, majority of our young people are watching a show known as BB Niger, Big Brother Niger, which is basically
And
a
they are
lockdown.
passionate about it. Mhm.
Yes, it's basically a mental lockdown. It's like they block their mental states with this show. I've tried to watch this show and make sense of it. It doesn't make sense to me before. And I'm wondering why is it that sometimes millions of young people in Nigeria follow this? It's as a result of restlessness. They're just looking for outlets to let go of their misery, to find a very unique and innovative way of entertaining themselves. If they are not doing that, they are doing drugs. If they are not doing drugs, they are following celebrities who don't have anything to really offer other than just putting some beats together and dance. I'm not in any way condemning creativity. I'm just trying to explain to you categorically the problem. So it's impatience that would have scared them, but it's restlessness that they see and they exploit. Because the moment they
And
discover that they're restless, then they
Mhm.
throw red meat to those things that they think can make them just fall asleep.
Hmm. You see, that comes to information, because one of the problem I've personally observed, and many of you have witnessed, is that ignorance. There is a deliberate ignorance where people just choose to be ignorant of, everything. They know what is wrong to what is right and all that. But we then realize that even the media in Nigeria, thank God to Sahara reporters, who revolutionized online media in Nigeria, and that really changed a lot to what is going on in that country today. The awareness and all that, the openness. So we decided to bring together a diaspora radio where we'll develop an app, and then people can have access to direct conversations like this in different dialects and all of that. So information has been a very, very critical factor that they have used for so long, right, to keep playing the same game of deceiving our people. And we have Alagba Charles. I'll come back to you, sir. Because after this, I'm going to just let us ask ourselves questions. So you can just throw your questions at anybody you pick, and then we have a chat around that. Now, back to information, right? Do you think we stand a chance if we take our all this information direct to the hands of the people, as Diaspora Radio is intending to do? Do you think that can also add to what awareness they are actually witnessing today in Nigeria, sir? Back to you, Alagba Charles.
Thank you very much, Maiyegun. Sure, welcome to the show. It's been a while. It's nice to
Thank you, Charles.
brother.
Good evening from
Yes.
here.
Yes, Maiyegun, to answer your question, information is key. And it is unfortunate that somehow, even for those of us in diaspora, we have not been able to leverage the power of modern technology to our best advantage. It is not enough to just push information out. There has to be sensitization process before you could, because information in the wrong hands will spell doom for you as well. Sensitization is part of what we are doing now. If you cannot sell a product to somebody without giving that person the benefits of that product, and that is part of the core of what this event is all about, the Diaspora Radio International. Stumbling blocks, of course. Every venture has teething problems. Are we going to succumb that? Are we going to overcome that eventually? But we have to do a house cleaning first of all. Do you know how much money goes out of the diaspora every year? Last time, 2018, it was $26.3 billion, not naira. Okay. If we have the ability to vote alone, do you know how much the impact we could have in Nigeria? These are the things we should have to start preparing the minds of our people for. Because the worst Nigerians you could encounter, they are the ones in diaspora. They're supposed to know better. They're supposed to have information at their tips, at their fingertips. They're supposed to have access to all the infrastructures of the world. But they are the same ones that are disciples of these so-called elements that we're trying to get rid of in Nigeria. And these are the ones that are feeding the poor, the vulnerable ones in Nigeria. So if they are not well equipped, if we're not well informed of what we are trying to do, I think at the end of the day, it might be a frustrating process. How many times have you reached out to say anybody that wants to support Diaspora Radio? What the first thing you hear is, oh, right? And that's the theme. Angbadoyin doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. But wait till they get into trouble. They will be Maiyegun, I want you to help me. My brother has just been shot in Nigeria. Well, you want Maiyegun to you think the Diaspora Radio Maiyegun is doing today? Do you think it Baba they will never put no Baba Yoko Moka? So we have to start from home. We have to start from here. Information is there. I mean, I guess the question I want to throw to further answer your question, maybe when the opportunity comes again, Chowore has been on the ground.
Exactly. I was coming there because I was like, well, he left the diaspora for Nigeria. Right. And he believed, just like many of us also believed, but he took a further step by going there to volunteer, like to sacrifice himself, I'll say.
Right.
But we have seen how he's been treated. Could that be due to lack of real information that many of us have access to as diasporans? Could that be the reason? That's what I wanted to go. But you can throw that to Chowore, and Chowore will take that.
I think information is there. It is just the way we push the information out and what we do with it. Chowore never relents in his efforts to expose all these rats in our system. But you'll be very surprised. These very people that Chowore is trying to enlighten, if you look at the comment section, sometimes you just shake your head and say, is this a lost cause? But one thing the Nigerian government doesn't realize is they're doing Chowore. I was watching you on a talk show this afternoon, and I'm saying to myself, these people don't realize that they are empowering you by putting you right in the middle of where it's happening. Because you having direct access to the problem right there, and you have a better understanding of what we don't understand. So right. I guess the question is, from the channel of communication that you've experienced in Nigeria, Chowore, how do you think we can leverage today's technology to the best of our advantage? It's not enough to just push information out. As we're pushing it out, there are people that are, getting ready to tell you, we are, what do they call the Femi additional called us? Whalers, something of that nature. I guess the question should be back to Chowore. You're on the ground. You've seen what obtains on the ground. So how do we leverage this facility, this thing called information?
Thank you very much. You've appropriately diagnosed the problem of information. In fact, we've reached a stage in Nigeria where there is information overload. People have too much information, but information has to be processed to be useful. It has to be properly analyzed, and information can be dumped on people. If information is not interactive and engaging, then people don't get anything from it.
Exactly.
That's where we are. Because the amount of information that is available to Nigerians, they've never had it before in history. And technology has made it possible. There's nobody you talk to who doesn't know what is going on. Don't let me lie to you. And this whole idea of diaspora is also a bogey to a large extent, because inside Nigeria itself, there's a diaspora community, but not people who came from abroad. There are people who are checked out of Nigeria, who are living in their own bubble, yes, who don't believe in Nigeria anymore. So they create their own.
They are already diasporans in Nigeria.
School, their own church. They have their own communication system, electricity, water supply. There's a diaspora community. Most of the estates are diaspora communities in big cities in Nigeria. So it's because sometimes we must warn ourselves about what the diaspora represents to our people. There's a way that diaspora also pushes itself so hard and so much on people that they start feeling that you are condescending. Exactly. You think they don't know what's going on. Yes, you send in money, but the truth, as Charles also said, is that just as you have ignoramuses in Nigeria, there are a lot of ignorant people in diaspora as well. You see them in the commentary section. They say all kinds of things, and you look at where they're typing from. It's Germany, it's USA, it's Japan. So just as you have them here, you also have them in diaspora. I usually say something when I go around here in Nigeria that I'm glad that I traveled abroad for and spent 20 years. Otherwise, these diaspora people would have driven me crazy. Because they're always like, oh, we know this. There's this sense of, importance that's attached to when they speak or write about things. You think they know everything. So, whereas some of them don't know better than people who are at home, right? Because some diaspora people, as they're speaking, will be asking you, Maiyegun, when you come to Nigeria, they will jail you. They should jail you, even though nobody will jail them for speaking where they are. But they are the ones advocating for repression. A lot of diaspora people, when they come home and get jobs at home, they are worse in corruption and incompetence than people they met on the ground. We've seen it all. So what are we left with is to use information to develop our ability to resist the oppression that's happening at home, the terrible governance that we're seeing, and to give ourselves political power that would help us overcome what has gone wrong with Nigeria or wherever we may find ourselves over these years. Yes, information is key, but information that is dumped on us without being properly processed is as bad as no information at all. And also, it depends on how people consume this information. Some people consume information in a way that you wonder if they've read or they are reading the same things you have read, and like you kept talking about is the commentary sections, where you read something at the top. Most people don't even read what we're talking about. They are reacting to the first comment and then the following comment, because the different kinds of attitude and demeanor to engage with other people. So it's a lot more. There's also a psychological dimension to how people process information. Sometimes people process information based on their provincial, existence. So if someone is from a part of Nigeria and is caked in his tribalism, he will process information from a tribal prism. If he's a hardcore Christian, he processes information as a Christian, even though the information will not be related to, Christendom. If he's a Muslim, he processes information as a Muslim. If he's a Northerner, he takes the same information that you have and you understand better from a Northern angle, and there's an Eastern angle, and there is a Yoruba angle. So all these prisms are also part of how.
Don't you think that is increasing now? It's like it's getting even worse. Like the more people don't want to have that conversation, the more it's getting worse. Like, as you can attest to it, Kowe, about information. Because I'm going to let you speak now because you have been there like back and forth. And I know you are agreeing with Showore on many things he said. Yeah. And I want you to add yours.
I agree with him in a lot of fronts. But I am looking at it from a psychotherapy perspective. You see, when we do sex offender treatment for sex offenders, the first thing we try to do is get them to acknowledge that there is a problem. And that problem is with them. That can take 6 months, sometimes 8 months, even at times 12 months. They have to acknowledge that there is a problem. Something is wrong with me. If something is wrong with me cognitively for me to go rape somebody or to go molest somebody, let's now use that analogy for the Nigerian people. What we should do first, we should have been doing for 5-10 years ago, is let the people realize that we have a problem. As we speak, a lot of Nigerians don't understand that we have a problem. You talk to someone about politics now, about the need to elect credible people. There's the same How is God going to bless you when you have a wicked man at the helm of your affairs? How is God going to bless you when what is meant for your health is inside the bullion van that is going to some ungodly location? So we have to let the people, especially the youth, look at the numbers. There's no way we are going to say people above 50 are more than people below 50. So it's a game of numbers. 50 and below, 18 to 50, you have the numbers. You are the one that elects these people. It's not the 50 to 70 that elect. It is between 18 and 50. You are the block vote. You can change the country. Just find one of you. There was a time I suggested something. Everybody say, oh, it makes sense. Why don't we just sponsor 60 people to the National Assembly and disrupt the status quo? How much do we need? If everybody in diaspora donate $1, imagine how much we will have to face these demons that we call politicians. But the youth of today, do we realize that we have a problem? No. Some of them are behind the curtain praying for one time that their uncle or brother or tribal man or whoever is going to get to that position, and then they too can lick a little from the pot. Should it be so? So when people now get to that realization that it's not going to happen, some of them will say, let's break. Some of them will say, no, let's have restructuring. You know, the story keeps changing. Exactly. I'm not against anybody that wants to break. I'm not against anybody that wants to restructure. But what is your motive? Because I asked somebody a question one day. Let's assume we break. Who are going to be our leaders in Yoruba land? These same people? Is it the same people under this APC PDP that will still be our leaders? You show me that person. You will see, if you go deeper into those that are very vocal on this matter of separation, you know them, Maiyegun. I do. And we have seen the handwriting on the wall that a godfather somewhere is who they are working for.
Of course.
Are those the kind of people I will line with?
It's a failed narrative, I'm sorry.
It is. So we can still salvage this country in a way.
Power.
But it depends on you, the youth. You have the information. Information is not your problem. You have data, you have the computer. Instead of you watching Big Brother Naija, why don't you spend more time on Sahara Reporters and some other places where you can get information that will
give me a second. Give me a second to charge my phone, please. I'll be back.
All right, take your time. See, we have the issue of numbness too, because it is not the problem at some point. It's not even the non-availability of information. That's why I'm going to go to Baba now, right? It is not non-availability of information. It is actually the numbness to the available information, which is in most cases deliberate, right? Do people choose, Baba? This is where I want you to come to, because you are so good in reading minds before we accept other guests too.
Yeah.
Do you think the problem is, because that's why I see it all, that do you think the problem of Nigerians is non-availability of good information, or their numbness to all information that could help them? What do you think, sir?
Thank you. I'm happy you mentioned the numbness of our people, lack of education. But the problem is that we've been traumatized for too long. We've been traumatized for too long that we believe the fake is the real. We believe the real is not attainable. We can't beat them, let us join them. The Yoruba says, ilé ti tata fún ọdún mẹ́ta. Ẹni tí ó gbà tí ò ní sí yóò bu ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ omi jùlẹ̀. Look at the rate people were going. The youths were going to the airport to meet Sowore every time he was going to Nigeria from America.
Campaign, yeah.
Anytime I saw these people, I say, oh, my friend is becoming the president. How many of them voted for him? Because they believe what they will eat is their problem. They want to join them. So Sowore took Aluta from the campus into the politics of Nigeria. He's the first or one of the types. Others, after they did Aluta in the campus, they go about to become commissioner, chairman of boards, and they quickly merge into the masses, into the group of the cheaters. So our problem is that we've been traumatized and we believe the wrong thing is the right thing. We see the right thing as unattainable. So the information is there. The numbness is one thing. And we have to educate our people and we have to show them samples. If we get out of, let's say we have 100 million youths in Nigeria. If we get 30 of them to lead, others will follow. Remember the time of Ali Must Go. When the few students leader came out, even those youth that were not in the campus joined them and they achieved something. But many of these people with little money, they will go back to this these, destroyers to join them. They become their workers. They become their thugs. They become their planners. They strategize for them. When they see that they are very brilliant, they say, come and work in my office. Very soon, they turn them out to become next candidate for State House of Assembly, for councillor. Immediately they start seeing money, they stop making noise. They say, "Any don't pariwo, ìgbà mi ju rí jẹ ni mò ń sọ̀rọ̀." This is the problem we are having. I still count myself as one of the youths, but I know I'm older than many of these youths. But I'm afraid, will I be able to take my children back to Nigeria? My boy, my boy refused to take citizenship of America. I just persuaded him, you have to take it to work in America. You have to take it. Because how are we going to take them back? Some of us, when we get back, they are ready to kill us. They are ready to dupe us. Start a small business. They will embezzle all your money. They did that to me twice. So I don't know if we believe there's a way. Few people that believe there's a way will make a way. That people that believe there's no way will wake up. One day they will wake up. I know the number of followers, the true followers Sowore got in 2015. I mean, in 2019. It's not the same number as today. And by the time we join Sowore, we join Maiyegun, we join whatever people here and there, we will keep increasing. And by that we keep increasing, we have our first one day. We believe in prayer. I believe in prayer.
Thank you, sir.
They are becoming dogmas about religion too. They are becoming bigotry. Somebody took me and Charles up, and he was fighting us. What's Sowore doing in Nigeria? Let's continue praying for Nigeria. Let Sowore come back and stay with his children. He's with his family. What's your problem? Are you Sowore's father? So we've been traumatized for too long.
No wonder. I'm going to take our first additional guest tonight, which is Nsima TV. So, my brother, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you very well. Thank you very well. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. It's a pleasure having you joining us tonight. So this is Diaspora Radio first broadcast, and you are part of it tonight. Here we go. You can throw your question at anyone here. You've been listening to us, I believe. So yes, we are here to have the conversation. Where do you want to come in?
Thank you very much. I just want to contribute a little bit. Then I throw the question to Sowore. Thank you very much, man. And thank you, everyone. I've been listening to you guys, and I think at this point, we all know the problem of Nigeria, I can tell you. The youth know the problems of Nigeria. The thing is that they are afraid because of the molestation. Example is what happened to the revolution now. In fact, anybody that comes out to criticize the government is at risk of his life. So, and the reason why the government did that is because so that they will continue to put fear in everybody's mind so that nobody will speak up. But Sowore has been able to withstand that. That is the example. One of the speakers said that we should sponsor at least 60 persons to go into the assembly. That will never be possible because Sowore showed us an example of an election that was not credible. I've been listening to Sowore. I believe he knows me very well. So it is not the issue of sponsoring anybody to election, to assembly or national assembly or anything, because the election itself is not credible. You cannot win any election in Nigeria at the moment. As long as they know that you are a genuine person, they will never allow you to win any election. So what we should do first, in my own suggestion, just like Sowore have been saying, is election reform. That's it. That's the first thing. Diaspora needs to be able to vote. There has to be electronic voting. That is what we should be pushing. That is what we should be pushing for. And I know that it's also difficult for people for them to accept that. But we have to say it. We have to be. That should be our starting point if we want to bring any change. Unless we have this change, there will be no change in Nigeria. That is the reason why when I think that this thing is not also possible, I support anybody that said that we should go our separate ways. Now, another question will be, even if we go our separate ways, it is the same thief that will continue to lead us. So we must do something that Jerry Rowland did in Ghana for us to have a change in Nigeria. I know that we are trying to protect our face. My face is already on Facebook. I don't hide my feelings anymore. We have to take a very drastic step to end the situation. Obasanjo is there. Buhari is there. Osibanjo, all the old men, they are there. They do not want to give you any chance. We saw the picture of the Minister of Aviation building a very big palace in Katsina. Where did he get the money from? Every other politician in Nigeria, that is what they are doing. So they will never allow us to have our destiny in our hands. So for us, the youth needs to take drastic steps. For me, I support Oduduwa Republic. I support Biafra restoration because I think that is the only way forward at the moment. Because we cannot change election reform. We cannot effect election reform at the moment because the people on the top or at the top are the people that will still give you that chance, but they will not allow us to do that. So
Thank you very much. You can stay on if you want to, because you don't have to like come in and out and all that, because Showore will answer your question, and any of my attendees as well can pick on what you have said as well, okay? But let's start with Showore. Showore, electoral reform can give birth to other things. Without it, then we are looking for anarchy. That's what I take out of all my brother just said now. What do you say?
See, we must stop deceiving ourselves. This Nigerian system of oppression has passed the stage of reform. We can't reform any electoral system in Nigeria. What we are asking the people governing Nigeria to do by reforming the electoral system is to commit class suicide. There's nobody in power who will ever do that. Because there's nobody today. I mean, 99% of the people who are in political offices in Nigeria cannot win in a free and fair election. So any electoral reform that gives good people a chance to win election means that they will all either end up in prison, in hospitals, battling heart attacks or aches, or they will become irrelevant. They won't be able to send their children to school abroad anymore. They won't have money to buy jets. They won't be able to be driving bullion vans all over the place. We have passed the stage of this system cannot reform itself. Ask yourself how many times, in fact, in every 4 years, they've tried to reform the electoral system. What is the outcome? Before, it used to be that you queued up, option A4. They turned it around. You could never win through that because they introduced violence. Then they said, use transparent ballot boxes. They started breaking it. And then what next? They went and brought electronic voter card reader. They don't work. They know how to disable them. It's not possible to reform the system. There must be a clash between those who want freedom first, and then after that, all these reforms will come into place. It is just like you saying in 1990 that South Africa should have electoral reforms so that black majority can vote. Do you think the white people will do that? It was when the white people did it first, used everything, and discovered that there was no way out, that they gave up, they threw up their hands, and then allowed themselves, went to Mandela and said, okay, you have to come out of prison, lead us. The person who was president before now became vice president. And now South Africa, even though it's not a model for total freedom, has a brand new constitution. And in South Africa, nobody today in South Africa can arrest somebody for speaking out or for assembly or for the things that they can't take for granted before they know, because the people face their oppressors. You have also mentioned it. We have been having the argument, which is the big elephant in the room, about breaking up Nigeria. I said it's the easiest thing to do until you find out that also the people who are enjoying and having a good time with a malfunctioning Nigeria cannot allow you to break away without a fight. So whether you are looking for a revolution or you are looking to break away, you must be willing to fight. So what is the question? If you don't want to fight, Are you going to break up Nigeria with Diaspora Radio? Probably can contribute maybe 1% to it. But what can break up Nigeria today if you want to break it up? You better go and find weapons to fight the people who are benefiting from it, who are very, very powerful. But a revolution is a different ball game altogether, because we can push away all the bad guys in one day or a week like they did in Mali. I don't support military rule, because these military guys are worse than the civilians who are even governing us now. And then we can all have a general conversation about where we want to go. And that part of it could be that we have a constitution that allows people to break away if they are not satisfied with this forced marriage, which I agree with. Yes, but the simplistic idea that the moment we break away, every other part of Nigeria will become Christmas tree at night is a lie. It's a fallacy. In fact, if Nigeria breaks up today, and let me talk about Yoruba, already Yoruba people are saying that Showore is not Yoruba, because I told them that from the Niger Delta. So the people who do what they call Eleyameya most in Nigeria, they are Yorubas. You discover that you, Maiyegun, they will tell you that Odogbolu you come from is not entitled to rule Yoruba land, that you are not purebred. You know, you'll be hearing all kinds of stories, because the Yoruba land or Oduduwa land that we form from a breaking pieces will still be governed by the firemen of this world, Tinubus of this world, the MC Oluomos of this world, the Onis, the Alafins, your same slave masters. They are still going to, they are the ones who have the economic power to govern you. So what would you have to do again? You still have to go and do a revolution in Oduduwa to have the kind of freedom you need. So if you don't do it now, you have to do it later. You thank me later. I'll say one last thing, which is also very, very important, which was our recent experience with August 5 protests. We protested in about 15 cities. The only places where our protesters were detained were Oduduwa land. The governors in Oduduwa gave instruction that anybody in revolution now must be detained. In Lagos, ladies who were driving to the venue of the protest were detained on the bridge. Some of them were having heart attack. Sanwo-Olu gave the, in Osun State, Oyetokun, what was his name? Tinubu's cousin, gave a directive that they should be detained. Some of them spent 5 days. These are Oduduwa governors. So in Ogun State, they detained our people before they could even start the protest. The police commissioner had to call us in the night that they are putting him under pressure to charge them to court. He doesn't want to charge them to court. We should come and take them away. You understand? So where did we face the most forceful violation of rights, Oduduwa land? Where was I kidnapped last year from? Not be Lagos. I beg. Yes, come in.
Let me let me go to this, my brother. You will take it on, Baba, because I know that's the deep one. So I'm going to take my brother Patrick. Sorry, why did I take Patrick out? Sorry, one sec. So I've got so many people on the queue there, and they are all so sorry. Sorry, Patrick, can you hear me?
Yeah, clearly I can hear you very well.
Thank you so much. Now, yeah, here you are. A lot has been said, and I know you want to add yours too. So when you add yours quickly, you can also throw your question as well. So I will then go back to Baba and Alagba Charles. Go on.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you for the opportunity given to me. And it's my pleasure. I'm a little emotional, so just bear with me. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
And I'm also happy to share the same platform with our brother Showore, who I've had a very long battle with on social media, especially on the comment section, even though sometimes he pretends he doesn't see my comment. Yes, can you hear me?
We can hear you. No, we can hear you.
We are all hearing you.
Okay, thank you very much. Before I move forward, I want to throw a question. I'm sure I would like you to pick your pen and paper and note it down. Very, very important question. If you are given the opportunity we had when the leader of IPOB asked everybody to boycott election, would you follow the trend today? Would you ascend to election boycott? I want you to take note of that, because I know the role you played promoting everybody should go and vote, and the consequences we find ourselves today in Nigeria. And I just want to drop my own opinion, and the opinion is very simple. Why is it, if really the elites you are claiming will take over when Nigeria breaks up, if really they have such power, if Nigeria disintegrates, why are they fighting against Nigeria disintegration? One thing I want to tell you, I want to let you know is, what makes the elite come together in Nigeria, all these cabals and thieves like the Tinubus and all these politicians like, what is it called, Rochas Okorocha, and all these rogues we have all around, what keeps them together is the loot. Their love for one Nigeria is in the loot. And they know that the breakup of Nigeria will completely, I want you to take this to the bank, disengage them from the leadership, because if Nigeria breaks today, those who lead the revolution to Nigeria disintegration will not give the opportunity for them to come back into power, and they know that very well, and that is why they are fighting, putting everything on the line for them to keep the zoo called Nigeria running, because it's in their favor. So anybody who is telling you that if Nigeria breaks today, that Tinubu is going to be relevant, I can tell you that Tinubu is not going to be relevant, because the new generation will not give that opportunity. The people of Biafra will not fight and put blood on the line to create another zoo in Africa. That is one message I want to send you. And I believe the Yorubas, the Oduduwas have similar understanding, that you cannot put your blood on the line to create another zoo like Nigeria in Africa. And one thing I can assure you is that the young people who have made the sacrifice to make Oduduwa Republic a reality will not give a chance for the old cargoes to take control. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
You are
and
very
God bless
well.
you all.
Please, before Showore, please, before you respond to that, we are not going to achieve whatever aim we want to achieve by using foul language and calling Nigeria a zoo. Number one, Nigeria is no zoo. So that is my fundamental problem with these Biafran people. There's nobody stopping you from agitating or whatever.
So thank you so much for that intervention. Look, at this point, I don't care what anybody calls Nigeria. I'm here in Nigeria with you, my brother. I mean, I can tell you, a zoo is better than Nigeria, because in a zoo, right, they still give food to the animals. They have a place where to sleep. Zoos have electricity. So sometimes parts of Nigeria, calling Nigeria a zoo is actually overrating Nigeria, in some respect. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you this not because I agree with, I know the reason they call Nigeria a zoo. It's a derogatory term for how they see the place. But we can't just be quarreling over, language at this point. We're past that stage. The second aspect of it is the question he threw to me was that if people put their lives on the line, they will not allow old cargoes to continue, right? They are saying so because they have not fought. Some people haven't had this experience before. See, when we were fighting the military, it was the same confidence we had in the 90s that if we had the military out of power, they will have no role to play in Nigeria's political life. But when we did, as of 1999, what happened? The same people we drove out of power came back stronger and better, because they were the ones who had the political and economic power to hijack the political space. He was totally opposed to June 12th. He became president after Abiola. Have you ever heard that Goodluck Jonathan participated in a pro-democracy movement before? Did he not become president? Whereas people like Ganifa Wemi, who fought very hard, could not even win his state, on those states. So it's part of the simplistic ways we look at these problems, is that we just assume that, oh yes, because if they kill some Biafran guys, then the Biafran nation will be purified. That's to say that he was talking earlier. He didn't mention that people were massacred in Enugu.
MNA in Enugu, yeah.
Yes. You cannot hear any of the political leaders in the East even talk about it, except was this man, the senator,
Senator Abaribe.
Abaribe, who, by the way, stayed in the cell that I was detained in because they detained him, they arrested and detained him, and I think this was never made public, for being Kanu's shorty for months. The DSS detained him. So it was the same bed that he slept on that I slept on when I was detained, the same room.
So Abaribe was in DSS cell
for months.
For the shorties of Nnamdi Kanu.
For being Nnamdi's shorty. He spent months quietly.
Really?
In DSS detention. It was the same room where he was detained that I was also detained when I arrived at DSS headquarters. So what am I trying to say? I am not telling you that you cannot break up. I don't, look, it's reached a point where I would say I don't give an FUCK if you want to break up, but I just don't want anybody to live with the impression that the breakup will solve their problem, because it will not. That's number one. The second aspect is that, which is important for our Biafran brothers who are agitating, is that don't let us be talking down on ourselves. I said this years ago. Today, they are now better agitators for Oduduwa than even we, even more than the Oduduwas themselves. But if you look at 5 years ago, Yorubas are cowards. They are this. We're calling ourselves names. And I said at that time, you don't have any business as a freedom fighter to be demonizing other oppressed people. No, it's not necessary. So now, anytime, they are now even better agitators for Oduduwa than us, because we have realized that as oppressed people, when we work together, we are stronger when we are united. So anytime now that, most likely, if there's 5 comments in Maiyegun's broadcast tonight, 4 of them are our Biafran brothers asking for Oduduwa to move away. We didn't realize this 5 years ago when we start calling ourselves names. There's no need to call ourselves names. We are all oppressed people. The third thing I would say is that anybody that walks away with the impression that if you break up, the bad guys will just flee from your area, you have not done a thorough study of history. Even after the French Revolution, there was massive killings of the revolutionaries by reactionaries. Yes, but when we read history, we read the sanitized version of history. So we don't get to see what has actually happened. The same thing is what I told my friend Nnamdi Kanu when I saw him. I said, look, my brother, the current Biafran nation as it is today, you cannot survive 6 months there. He said, why did I say so? I gave him the example of my election campaign in 2018 and 2019. The most difficult places to campaign in Nigeria were the places that people with my namesake comes from, particularly Lagos. And you saw some of these things live, where, they held us to ransom in Surulere, in Lekki and Ajah. There were places we couldn't enter because our people said they don't want to accept us. They want Buhari to win again. So it's not as, I'm just saying, look, it's not as simple as we think it is. But if we fight as a united force, so that we all drive away all our oppressors, because they all come from different tribes, we can have an arrangement in which we live in peace. There is nowhere in the world that you can live in peace with people who have economic power, people who are rich. All this noise that we are making now with Biafra, go and find out what is happening. Governors are mobilizing against IPOB members. Southeast governors, currently as we speak, they are calling DSS, they are calling thugs to beat them up. When it happened last week, the same thing they did. And who are the richest people in the Southeast? It's not IPOB people that are the richest. It's these reactionaries in Nigeria that are the richest. People like Atoeze. You understand? They are billionaires. So When you now get Biafra, and they are not part of the Biafran project, because if they do, they will bankrupt them at the Nigerian center. They are going to fight you. It's no question about it. The people that frustrated Abiola, who was a billionaire himself, were other Yoruba billionaires who could not tolerate him. You go and study this history so that you get an idea where Showore is coming from. I'm not opposed to Biafran nation, I'm not opposed to Odua nation, but I'm opposed to the simpletons. I'm sorry to use the word, I don't want to insult anybody, or people who take the struggle for freedom in a very and an overly simplistic way, such that they just think they can wake up and we have El Dorado. Because the truth, so I don't dominate this conversation, I want you all that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go straight to Mr. Charles.
The Yoruba land governors are Yorubas. Go and look at what they are doing with Yoruba land. Look at the looting there. Last week, we went to Ondo State, our party AAC, tried to do local government election. People whose legs are broken are still in hospital. Not by a Fulani man or Akeredolu, who is a Yoruba man. So, guys, that's my submission on this matter. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Comrade Showore. I'm going to go to Alaba Charles because I know you have something to add there. Because, you know, primarily, before we go on, primarily, I want us to be having this type of conversation where it gets so hot that we then have to listen to ourselves. Because if we don't, right, like Showore said, we will never, ever be able to fight anyone. We can always make it simple as it is. But Alaba Charles, I want you to take that off from here as well.
Thank you very much, Maiyegun. Probably in about 10 minutes from now, I should be dropping off because we have to get on the radio for some other stuff.
That's right.
I have 2 or 3 things to add to what has been said so far. First of all, let me piggyback on Adeite's observation. I think it's a very arrogant approach to talk down on equality. Unless you are well armed and be in a very strong position to back up your utterance with action. Showore articulated that very well. The situation in Nigeria is worse than the zoo. But coming from an angle of, coming at me and saying I'm crazy. If you want to help me out of my crazy situation, I guess there should be a more diplomatic way of doing it. Again, we don't want to, waste too much time on the semantics. Call it a zoo, call it whatever. At the end of the day, the goal is what matters. What are we trying to achieve? On the subject of what Showore raised a very key point about people agitating for secession, the Yorubas, the Igbos. There's nothing wrong with that. And I've always been an advocate of, putting all our resources together before we can fight them. The forces that are ruling in Nigeria has a strong hold beyond Nigeria. And I said it before, the issue of sensitization is key. We can talk from here to Alabama. If the people we are talking to don't see things from our angle, it's a waste of time. I'm reading the comments while the rest of the people were talking. As we are speaking, some people are still insulting Showore on this platform as we are speaking now. This man has been on the radio show today in Nigeria. I don't know how many appearances he's had today. What's the time in Nigeria now? It's going up to almost after 9 o'clock.
That's right.
Man chose to spend the time that he could be spending doing something else to come and help articulate reasons why we need to separate. People are on this platform now insulting him. Majority of these people on this platform talking, commenting, ask them what do they want from secession? A lot of them don't even know. Most of the stuff they are repeating, these are stuff that has been well packaged and sold to them. And I said it before, the worst Nigerians you can encounter, they are the ones in diaspora. You can take that to the bank because they should know better. They have the resources, they have the means, but because they are comfortable They don't have to deal with, power interruption. They don't have to deal with water. They can say whatever they want to say. Shore is not a saint. Shore is not. She's not above, correction. But what I'm saying is, for the sake of, posterity, at least try to listen. I have never been the one for secession. But by the time every time the subject comes up, I say to myself, it's the same set of people that we still have to deal with, whether we like it or not.
That's right.
Whether we like it or it's the same set. And again, let me finish with this. I'm a broadcaster, and I do broadcasting with passion. I want to bring it back to the focus of why we are here today.
That's right.
Don't lose sight of the fact that this is a Diaspora Radio International production. Okay, Maiyegun, I applaud you and I congratulate you. May the Lord continue to strengthen you, give you the resources and people to do the work. It is not easy. Okay,
thank you.
The funfair of radio, media. As soon as one show ends, the next one starts.
That's
and
right.
It takes a lot of resources. These people watching and listening to us now, they're like, oh, good, move on, continue. But one day you're going to be sitting down in your bedroom and your wife is going to come to you and say, Bobo, at this radio we go chop. Okay? And I'm saying that to the people commenting. I'm saying that to the people watching now. If you don't support, it's not enough to just comment. If you don't support what Maiyegun is putting down on the ground, you can go fight it for, you can call it a zoo all you want. It's not going to change anything in Nigeria. Trust me. If you've not been at the forefront, if you've not been locked up as Shore has been locked up, if you've not been, sometimes I begin to wonder, I say, Shore, is it really worth it? Baba could be a witness to that. I said, is it really worth it? This man has not seen his wife now, face to face. Since when, Shore? When was the last time you sparked your wife?
It was like last July, man.
Last July.
Before his arrest, I believe.
It's over a year.
How many of us can afford to walk away from our home to go and fight for Nigeria for over a year? But yet we can sit on this platform and talk all kinds of rubbish, rubbish him and all that stuff. If you're not ready to do that, then just keep quiet, shut up. And I applaud Maiyegun because Maiyegun doesn't mince words. That's why I'm more willing to support it all to the way to the end. Maiyegun doesn't mince words when it comes to letting you off. If you cannot contribute to what he's doing, buzz off. We don't need you. As simple as that. People are investing time into this thing. They're investing their energy, their creativity into this thing. If all you want is to just, as we are speaking, people are saying Shore is gosh. So why are we here?
Well, we deal with that all the time, and then especially whenever we have traffic that is this high. Shore, as everyone blames Shore for what is going on to them, and I just realized it seems I'm just seeing a new Shore again. Like it seems to have taken all of that in. Like it read that all the time, but it keeps going and keeps pushing, and that is why we most of the time have to ignore some of them. But yes, we give it to them when we have to give it to them. Alagba Charles, I'm going to release you in a minute, but I want Baba, because I know Baba will come along as well. I want Baba to take this on after this, just for 2 minutes before you go, sir. What do you have to add to this whole thing?
Thank you. What solution works? What solution is the best is the one that works. We are using many solutions or suggestions to solve Nigeria problem. Don't rubbish somebody's suggestion because yours is also at the point of trial. Those who want to go on their own, let them go, but don't count me as part of IPOP because I don't belong to IPOP. But I'm not rubbishing IPOP, but don't behead me for not supporting you, for not coming out to carry placard with you. That's the problem with our IPOP people. Anybody who's not identified with them carrying placard, they believe is against them. That's one thing. Another thing is that stop calling, when you look at something, a drum filled with water to half, if you call it half empty, you have negative mentality. If you call it half filled, you believe it's coming up. Let us look at Nigeria as something that will be redeemed. If you look at Nigeria as a zoo is more than the garden. the animal therein makes it the zoo. If you put plants there, it becomes botanical garden. If you put antiquities there, it becomes a museum. To call Nigeria a zoo, then you are the animals therein. Nigeria maybe look like a zoo, maybe was a zoo, maybe like a shithole, whatever. We believe it can be redeemed. That's why we are doing all this. But in the course of redeeming it, if we are antagonistic to each other, it's like 10 madmen being controlled by one wise man. They say, why are you going to the farm with 10 madmen? He said they will never cooperate. Let us cooperate so that we can have something. So what else children are here? If they don't want to go back to Nigeria for life, they will enjoy their life here. My 4 children are here, doing well in their different professions. I'm proud of them. But I always tell them, you are Nigerians, and we are going back to Nigeria. So if you believe you are going back there, don't call it rubbish. Let's all of us continue from our own corners. One day we'll come together and rejoice. If I contribute 1% and you are contributing 50%, that my 1% is my own talent. I should not use it to trash your own 50%. At times, some of our people are envious. And you want to say, we let you ìjà ìlara ò tán bọ̀rọ̀. Ẹni tí ò lè ṣe bí aláàárù lóyìnbó kò lè ṣe bí adégbọ̀rọ̀ lọ́jà àbá. If you want popularity of Sowore, go to your governor in your state and let him arrest you for 1 year.
For 1 day.
I cannot go through what Sowore I've gone through. I might have died because of my age. So let's look at it as if we are working together. The last 2 points I want to talk about before I leave, because I will have a program.
I know I've actually heard you all down there.
The problem of impunity. You can't trust that it will continue. We carry it over. We don't have law. The constitution we are doing now was made by Abacha. A madman cannot give reasonable people, same people, constitution. Adeyeye shouted, this constitution cannot help us. Until Adeyeye left as a senator, nothing was done about the constitution. Every government that is opposition will shout for review of constitution. We shout for what do you call the next one? Restructuring. Immediately they come in there, they forget restructuring. ABC was asking for restructuring. Now it's PDP that is asking for it. If PDP takes over tomorrow, APC will be asking for it. We are just playing hide and seek game. That's the problem with us. And we can't continue fighting ourselves. When we are fighting, now, we fight the more from 2022 to 2023 because they will throw money into our midst. And the fighting will be escalated.
That's right.
So we have to, if you don't plan it, it's going to be a useless fight. And they are going to beat us, lock us up, kill many of us for nothing. We will not achieve anything if we are fighting at our own groups. We have 50 groups. It's easy to buy us up. You cannot form a unified front. That's the problem with the Nigeria youth. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Last week, Charles was down, and that's why we couldn't. But we will talk to you later. Please bear with us.
No problem, man. Thank you, Abba.
Thank you so much. I'm going to take a word from Kowe too, because I decided to take on you last because you were the one who wanted to take over there when our guest dropped out. But I'm glad that more people have spoken now. And Kowe, before you leave,
let me just say this before I go.
Yes.
5 years ago, just like Sowore pointed out, all those things iPod people were saying about Yoruba people, they are not going to be erased from our memory just like that. That is never going to go away. I want them to remember that. I can see them lined up and ready to fight. I see them. But what is it? I can't hear you, Maiyegun.
I can hear you. We can hear you.
So I want them to understand that every derogatory word, every silly comment they make will not go away. Yoruba people don't forget. We might be everything, but when push comes to shove, we know what to do. No Yoruba man will tell you, I am completely against Oduduwa Republic or whatever name it comes with. What they will tell you is, who will be my leader? I want to know who will be my leader. I don't care if it is Oduduwa Republic or if it is a new Nigeria. I just want good life for people around me. I'm a very selfish person. Why do I want good life? I don't want anybody to send me text message 2 a.m. Maiyegun General speak to your money the 40,000. I don't want that. That's my only business with Nigeria. If it is new Nigeria that is going to put it right, fine. If it is Republic of Biafra on one side, Oduduwa on one side, Arewa on another side that is going to do it, let it be done. But you see, IPOD has been existing for how long? What have they done? How many of their people have been killed as recent as how many days ago? What did they do? It takes more than coming on Facebook and internet to shout, to liberate your people. It takes more than that. This man I'm looking at, Omoyele that I'm looking at, I take him as my leader. You know why? He's a brave guy. He left the comfort of this place, went on the streets of Nigeria, even when he had foreknowledge that he was going to be locked up for a long time, he still did not care. He stood there. That is a man, not someone that will go out of where you call the zoo through the back door. So when you want to attack certain people, be careful, because they might come back to bite you in the butt. These Biafrans, I don't have anything against them. They want to go, be my guest, please go. But all these things, we're going to poison your water, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. A few years ago, we don't forget easily. And there's no way people like me that don't forget will be in solidarity with people like you. We want good life, but good life does not have to come with us hating ourselves. We can go easy, in a quiet way. That is just the point I want to say to that Biafra guy that left.
Let me quickly add something there, Kowe, before you continue, and then you give us the last part of that is this. There's been a lot of healing going on. Omoyele Sowore, our own comrade president, even met with Nnamdi Kanu. And a lot has changed. 5 years ago, Sowore also, attest to that earlier, that, a lot has changed. Now, today, this is my brother here, who is also a Biafran as well. I decided to keep him here because you listen to his own presentation. It is part of the whole new thing, trying to have a conversation where you have poured out your mind now. If opportunity presents itself to us, right, and we have you on Diaspora Radio as a presenter as well, this is going to be part of the healing as well, where we'll be having conversation and say, well, you said this about us the other time. That was not so good. You say, well, we are sorry. That was how we felt that way. We will never say that again. I have heard that many, many times. The healing time, the time to have conversation is the reason why we are doing this. Yes, we may not forget. They too will tell you they won't forget about certain things. But when you won't, he won't, I won't, and Sowore is our leader, that we believe that until we all unite, he is just not going to do anything. Then who is going to do it? When are we going to end it? When is the conversation going to start? Like genuinely, Kowe.
Yeah, Maiyegun, please, because I'm going to drop off as well.
We are rounding up too. Yeah, I just want him to drop that before he leaves.
Say 2 things, please, if you don't mind.
All right, go on.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you. Charles Konlawo, can't wait to be on your show. Are you stopping me?
No, go on. You are on.
So let's understand this. We cannot ignore the fact that the people of Biafra, today's Biafra, the Igbos, went through war. War doesn't just heal without some kind of therapy. And part of it is people who fought in those wars need to go back and apologize. We should not ignore the fact that Yorubas played a role in fighting the war. In fact, it's Yorubas, the generals in Yoruba generals in the Nigerian army that obtained the surrender of the Biafran soldiers. a lot of policies of starvation were carried out, some of them by Yorubas. We cannot ignore. It's the same way I don't forgive all the Yoruba people that betrayed Abiola till tomorrow. It doesn't matter what they said to me. So don't just ignore pain, you know, and say that, well, you know, it's some of these things we are saying is transferred aggression. And in some ways, it's justified. It's the reason I don't get upset when people attack me in the comment section. You cannot be, if Jesus Christ were to come today, people will attack him. If Muhammad were to come today, Muslims will attack him. So don't let us worry too much about that. But the thing I'll say, Maiyegun, the last thing I want to say, and this is to our brothers who are listening to us, to Yorubas, Igbos, Hausas, Showore is not your enemy. That's the truth. Your enemies or our enemies are the political gerrymanders, people who sleep as PDP and wake up as APC, and they are the contractors, the NDDC people. Those are your enemies. So the moment we understand that, it will be easier for us to unite. Look, if Biafra becomes a nation today and things are okay in Biafra, I'm going to apply for asylum there too. Are you going to reject me? Because Nigeria is persecuting me, right? Exactly. So, and the reason why the Nigerian state became really, really angry with me had nothing else. With the point at which I stepped on their viper's tail was meeting with Nnamdi Kanu. They didn't hide it. It was at that point I said, okay, this is the time to kill this boy. So, because at that point they saw me as a Biafran. It's that conversion that got them really angry at me, that this guy has gone over the board with us. But these are my same Biafran brothers now. They see me as their enemy. Meanwhile, Jonathan, who refused to construct their second Niger bridge, they don't see him as an enemy. He's their hero. Not all of them, some of them. So there's that confusion because, like we mentioned, we started this conversation about information and processing and using information for public good. And I think I will leave it here because it's late here and I gotta go. But thank you. Congratulations once again for putting up this radio, and you trust that we will continue to be around you to support the process, to make sure we ignite powerful conversations that needs to happen, that may not be accommodated by the mainstream media that are already in existence. Thank you. Thank you again, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, comrade. It's a pleasure having you tonight. So good night. So I'll go back to, I'll go to my brother here, Nsima. So I will let you add your own one or two, but just before I do that, because I've got these two gentlemen who are going to leave us now. So Alagba Charles, sir, I know your program on the radio is about starting, if it has not started already. So you can just give us just a minute, take away before you leave.
Well, thank you very much, Maiyegun. Can you hear me?
Very well, sir.
Okay. Well, my final thought is this. What is on ground today is a project that is going to last for a long time, for as long as we allow it to. You're going to be getting programs of diverse nature, collaboration from different sources. Roots Radio is going to be one of them. And we've been doing it for a while, and you're going to get some rich, culturally rich, informative and educative programs from us. So be on the lookout. Maiyegun has been championing the cause alone. Right now, you can add another 100% of fire into the mix. For those of you that enjoy rich cultural Yoruba language, as I'm speaking to you, Mufu is designing a brand new studio. And when that studio is done, you haven't seen nothing yet. We are coming back at you in a big, we're going to bomb rush you like Trump. So when we hit you,
that's something to look forward to there. Beautiful.
When we hit you, it's going to hurt. So prepare yourself. All those folks in Nigeria, your time is going to be up very soon. You can have your day. You see what coronavirus did? And I'm not belittling anybody. I'm not gallivanting over anybody's passing. But what lesson should have been learned from coronavirus? And I believe that the moment things, fly out, everything settles down, we've all have forgotten, but we don't forget. Okay, so I can only implore you, please support this brother. Diaspora Radio International is alive and it's going to be here forever. I want to salute all my Igbo brothers. We thank you. We love you. And we're reaching out to you. We can all do it together. We all speak from passion sometimes. And there's a reason for that. We're all proud of where we come from. But at the end of the day, don't let us see it from our perspective alone. My daughter was asking me this just 2 days ago. He said, Dad, all this house you're struggling to build in Nigeria, how many days are you going to be spending there in the whole year? And I was dumbfounded. What's the point in investing in a country that we cannot go to? Even when we build the houses, it's like a prison yard because the fence is just as high as that of Kirikiri. Is that something to be proud of? So let us leave all our personal feelings and see how we can work together. Once again, Diaspora Radio is coming to you big, and it's going to hit you.
Thank you so much, sir. Have a good evening. Kowe, yes, you have a parting word too. I'm looking forward to that studio, by the way. So if I'm lucky enough, maybe I will be present there someday. Yeah, go on, sir.
By the grace of God, I am setting up a new studio in the house. And anytime you are here, I've always told you you're welcome here in Maryland. We'll host you for as long as you want to be here. We are happy this is happening. We want harmony. We can be different and yet be brothers. That is my thing. We can't all agree on all front. I'm a member of AAC. Shura is my presidential candidate. We have ways we disagree.
That's right.
We cannot all agree on everything. But we will iron out our differences, point it out, then let the superior argument win. And it's not going to be by insults. Insults don't solve no problem.
It doesn't.
Nobody is happy the way Nigeria is. If Nigeria were to be the country we hope it will be, we won't be here. We will be back home, enjoy. So we all want the same thing. But from this, we're seeing it from different angles. The Biafran man thinks when he gets Biafra, every problem is solved. Good for him. The Oduduwa Republic man thinks, oh, if I break out of this, what is the common word?
Contraption.
Contraption. If I break away from this contraption, everything is fine. Good for I'm an Ijebu man. My village is very small. You know my village. I want good road. I always say, if it is the Fulani man that is going to put good road there, may God help him. If it is the Igbo man that's going to do the good road, may God help him. But the Fulani man has failed me. The Igbo man has failed me. The Yoruba man too has failed me there. So I have to reassess myself and help myself and align with whoever, will make my life easy. That is the point. You are live on. So that is the point. So we are hoping we'll get to where we are supposed to be. Either through Biafra, Oduduwa Republic, or a new Nigeria, not one Nigeria, a new Nigeria. May God help us. And anytime you need us to come on here, we'll come. Nsima TV, it's my pleasure seeing you today. Kuli Afolayan, you are welcome. Please keep the flag flying. God bless you guys.
Thank you so much, Kowe. Have a good one. And my regards to Madam. Tell her we are saying hi. Thank you, sir. So great, my great brother Kunle Afolayan. We have limited time to go on this night today, but I'm going to let Nsima take the floor. You can use your microphone now, Nsima, my brother, and then my big brother there, Kunle Afolayan. You managed to make it. We're almost done.
Thank you, bro. Yeah.
So I'll let Nsima, my brother, fire on. You see, we have spoke about a lot today, okay? And I love it. You know what I love about what we are doing is that Diaspora Radio is meant to be where we go fight ourselves, that kind of a thing. Like we enter ourselves, and then eventually we'll find out that, yes, it's part of the divisions that people don't want to talk about, that we should be talking about now. And until we begin to talk about them, we will never begin to address them. So here you are. I want you to add your voice too.
Yes, thank you very much, Maiyegun, and welcome, Kunle. Thank you very much. So what I want to say now is very important. It's very okay for the brother Kuwe, or sorry if I don't pronounce it very well. Kuwe, yes, for him to say his mind. He has poured out his mind, which is very okay, and everybody has said their mind. But I will also tell you that Biafrans will also say their mind, because one thing we understand is that there have been different conferences, there have been different meetings to try to save Nigeria, but Nigeria has refused to be saved. That is why the people of Biafra, see, you cannot joke with the people of Biafra. You see, forget about Azikiwe, forget about the people that failed us before. You understand me? But I will tell you that our generation, even me as I'm talking to you, if they give me the opportunity, I will appear and disappear in Aso Rock, and I know the person to handle. So the way Biafrans are talking will not change because our mind is made up and we are looking for every opportunity to restore our land. You understand me? I know our brothers, they have career, they have future, they are doctors, they are this. That is why they are trying to speak nice. Biafrans don't have anything. But we are supposed to have something. They have looted all our resources. So don't see, the way we talk is because we have suffered for so many years. That is why we are saying the way we are saying. So if we use the name Zoo and somebody is so much angry, just think about somebody, only one person, taking all the wealth of Nigeria. So what are we going to do to that kind of person? What are we going to do to that kind of person? So that is the way Biafrans think. I can tell you the truth. We will come here and analyze anything.
Yes.
The only thing that I listen to Showere is that is why I love him so much. He said that we cannot have revolution now. We cannot have anything now except there will be a clash. That is my question. What is the way forward to have that clash? Because forget about every other thing that people are talking about here. All those people that are looting our money, they will not give us freedom on a platter of gold. There has to be a clash. We need that clash for us to have that freedom. And for me, thanks to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they killed our people, 21 people in Enugu. We cannot forget that day, 23rd of August, how they killed our people. And our leader have raised the flag for us to retaliate. So don't worry, you have not heard it in the news, what we are doing. But we cannot come and announce on television that we want to kill people. No, because that is not allowed. But we are saying that what we need is not a new Nigeria. What we need is not one Nigeria. What we need now is Biafra restoration. I support the Oduduwa people because they are my closest brother. And that is why I stand for them. Revolution now is what will also lead us to our restoration. And I so much support Showere as well. So what I'm saying now is that we are not looking for any conversation or any of this kind. What we are looking for now is Biafra restoration. They should give us our own nation. Why is it that they are finding it difficult to give us Biafra? Why? If they say they don't love us, why is it that they are finding it difficult to give us Biafra? I asked that question. They steal our money, they steal everything. Why is it difficult for them to give us our own Biafra? They collect all the loans that they took. Do you know that all the loans that they collected, they used it to develop the North? I can tell you that. I served in Taraba State. I did my NYC in Taraba State. All the roads in the North, they are all tarred. They have constant electricity. They have industries. Rice producing industry is there in the North. But come to the East, come to the South, come and see what is happening. They should give us Biafra because that is all that we ask. We are not asking for war. We are not asking for anything.
No, nothing. Exactly.
They are the one that is fighting us. They are the one using guns to fight us. We are not asking for war. We say, give us Biafra. Why are they killing us?
Hang on there. You get some energy. You are still going to burn a bit for us tonight. I'm not going to let you live with all of that energy tonight. I'm going to let my dear brother Kunle Afolayan is another prolific speaker. Before I go to it seems we are having a caller from Canada there. Hi there. Hello, sir. Good one. I'm going to come back to you, sir. So, my good brother, I have you here sitting down like a gentleman and all that, and I know you're not.
Oh, Maiyegun, thank you a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting program and great conversation so far. A lot has been said, about having a one Nigeria and having a divided country. And I made a comment in the comment section while Showere was speaking on, and I had that why is it that Yorubas above 50s, they are the ones against or antagonizing a breakup Nigeria, and how come it is those Nigerians below 40 that are looking forward to a divided country, And I asked again that how come the greatest achievement we made as a country was made during the Awolowo era when we had this regionalized form of government. And for the past 60 years or for the past 21 years that we've had this democracy, it has been a parabolating affair. You know, how do you talk about a Nigerian that is unredeemable, that has gone deep in this mess, you know, with all these complications and complexity of our politicians? You know, how do we talk about redeeming such an entity? How do we talk about all the killings, all the... I mean, it's too many for one person to want to focus or want to take on. And so I made a comment again. I said, if Sowore should laser focus his struggle on Oduduwa, carving out of Nigeria, I tell you, he will enjoy more patronage. He will enjoy more followership. And I believe he would get more results. We already have someone like Kanu demanding for a different country in the name of Biafra. And if we have someone like Sowore complementing that effort, I tell you, like what Nsima TV said, that point that we need to get to in Nigeria to clash, for us to have that difficult conversation, we will arrive there in no time. You know, it is only a madman that will be doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. We have done this particular democracy for 21 years. Nothing has changed. And we are going to talk about the feat or the development we had in Nigeria, talk the co-house in Ibadan, talk about the Lagos-Ibadan road that was done some time ago. It was all achieved under the regional form of government, the free education, the free health care that Awolowo brought to the West. So how come that we are running away from having that same arrangement in the country again? Why are we trying to repackage in Nigeria that is not repackaged, that is not, it is doomed, a country that is already doomed? If Sowore contest again, I voted for Sowore during the last election. I'm the only person in my ward that voted Sowore. I'm not a AAC member, but I was the only person that voted Sowore. I was the only person that stood to ensure that my vote was counted, and I realized that, man, I was standing against unfortunate. I was standing alone, even though it was obvious that poverty was written on the forehead of the PDP and APC people at the polling units, you know. But I could, you know. So how do you start to break down all this conversation? It is easier if it is smaller. Nigeria is a contraction, and that contraction has gone deep neck in the mess that the owners, like that guy said, the owners of Nigeria, they designed the country to be. The constitution supports them to do whatever they want to do. The policy, the policy and processes they release daily in the country, it supports their lifestyle. So what is the fate of the common Nigerian? There is no fate absolutely for the common Nigerian. And the only way we can have a voice, we can have a liberty, we can have a freedom as it pertains to us, if it is broken down. EU is about 26 countries, and they all speak different language. They speak a different language in Germany. In France, they speak a different language. In Belgium, they speak a different language. In Poland, in Austria, in all these smaller countries, they all have their own indigenous languages. So why can't we, adopt something similar? Why must we kill and bury ourselves because we want Nigeria over 200 million to work, when in actual fact it wasn't designed to work? If Sowore call for protest from now till tomorrow, Sowore will not see more than what he is seeing already. And that's why people will come online to come and insult Sowore, because these guys they are already successful in weaponizing poverty. And it's either you run away from poverty, or you don't want to protest because you don't want the molestation of the security people. That's why people hold back and sit at home and they are afraid to go out, because before you start a protest, you know the end of the result of that protest already. So how many people, you know? So how far are we going to keep on having this repetitive conversation? If Nigeria break up today, the security apparatus will have to be redesigned to support the new Nigeria. There will be no need to deploy to deploy a Hausa man to come and police me in Lagos or in those states or in Ekiti State. The policeman that will be policing me in Ekiti State will be a Yoruba man that I probably even know his house, that I probably know his family house, that I probably know his sister house, his relative. So there will be that mutual conversation. It's easier to have at that time. Unlike this one that they will send DSS to come and arrest you in Lagos if you contradict or go against what the government is saying today. I mean, if we break up Nigeria, it will be needless for us to be going to Abuja to collect pocket money for each of the states. You know, so for me, I think a break-up country is better for the future of this country. And
if we love Nigeria,
yes,
Nigeria, we will break up Nigeria.
Yeah, you've been having something scrolling on your screen ever since you have your program. Break up Nigeria to save Nigeria. Let's keep driving that message. That is the only valid message we can have, and that's the only valid conversation we can be having. Break up Nigeria to save Nigeria, because Nigeria herself as an entity is designed to kill, to destroy, and to maim our citizens. Thank you, Maiyegun.
Thank you so much, my dear brother. That was detailed. So I'm going to go to our brother here from, another guest from Toronto, Canada. So, sir, it will be your turn now. So, Ebenezer, let me put you on. A quick one.
Hi, Maiyegun. Can you hear me, everyone?
Hi, you are live. Go on, sir.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Usually you do your broadcast at this time, and it's usually when I finish work and work from home. And I want to say that congratulations to the Diaspora Radio. I am very happy. I have not contributed, but I will. I am an ardent follower of Maiyegun. I've been following you from when you just have a website. Okay.
Thank you so much.
I love you so much, and I stand for your hard words. That's why I can't leave you. All my kids know you. Okay, they all know. Guys, come say hi to Maiyegun. Come. Sorry, guys. Look at Maiyegun. Look at Maiyegun. Can you see?
Hi. What's your name? I wouldn't mind knowing your name. What's your name?
That's my. What's your? Oh, they can't hear. I'm having the headset, so. This is Moyo, and this is Aramide. Yeah, they all bear Yoruba names.
Thank you so much.
Go on, sir. All right, go. All right. So, just to remind you, I was the one that emailed you one time. I didn't see you for 4 days, and I'm like, "What is happening to my?" If you remember, I emailed you, Ebenezer Komalafe. I'm so glad to be here, and I thank everyone. Is it Nsima TV? Kudos to you, man. I listened to your words. Very powerful. Kunle Afolayan, you don't look like the Kunle Afolayan that I know, but you are just as equally powerful, okay? And I listened to Kowe and Charles and Maiyegun, and Showore. I actually have some questions, some things for Showore, but I have other channels to reach him. Yes, I want to say a few words. I didn't have many. Just before I say other things, I completely support what Kunle has said. All right, I'm a Revolution Now member. I'm not AAC member, and because I'm here, I couldn't vote. If I was in Nigeria, also, I would have voted AAC. Okay, and I use my Facebook, even though I vacated that Facebook since shortly after the election or so, because I fought so much. I become so passionate about how our people back home, it's as if I have a hammer here, you know, when you're abroad, do it DIY, you always have tools. I get, let me speak pidgin, I get one hammer, the thing big like this to break something. It's as if they use that hammer to hit our people, except for a few. It's as if they hit hammer for their head. How can people be campaigning for campaigning for Buhari and all these people? And if you are here and you are a supporter of any of them, I'm ready to take a fight. I'm not as simple as you think. I'm a fighter, okay? I fight a lot in Nigerian forums here. And I heard, you know, other people before now said how some diasporans are just pathetic. You can't believe what they say. And we live where we have 24/7 lights, water. We ran away from the bad place, and somebody's getting angry because zoo is even better to call Nigeria. Zoo is better. How can you? Zoo is organized. As at last week, I took those 2 girls and the mom. We traveled to a park. It's so organized. Water is running for the lion there here in Ontario. I mean, they eat at the right time and the complete meal. Zoo is even better. I don't know what to call it, what we have back home. I used to live somewhere before, not Canada, another first world. I will keep that for my privacy. Went back to Nigeria, worked there as an IT pro, became a director. I still change again, come North America, do paper, run, come out. Despite they gave me, good car, good everything, good money. But I will sleep in the car on 3rd Mainland Bridge for 2 hours with the driver driving the new car. I will wake up again. Chole, Ibolawa, Ogami, Asiwa, Lori, 3rd Mainland Bridge. My life was just wasted. My life was just wasted. And you come to another environment, and I'm talking about diaspora now, who still talk nonsense and support the nonsense going back home. Anyway, one point I want to make before I go is what Kunle mentioned about Sowore. I know Sowore very well, possibly even more than or before Maiyegun. All right. I remember going to Jaja Hall. I didn't go to Unilag, but my cousin, one of my first cousins, is his classmate in the same class, everything. And my own university, I think we're on break or something, or I was in my IT for engineering, because I read engineering. I came there and I met him first there. And from that time, around 1992, I knew that Sowore is a solid guy, and I'm not surprised by his life today. He's a very good guy. He's a fighter, But I support now, suddenly, I support what Kunle said, that if Sowore will reconsider, because in life, you continue to review. I see Nigeria as a cocoa that will never lose, except you just scatter it. I'm telling you, I don't know what solution anybody's going to. If you say constitution, to who are the people? Who are the people to review the constitution? If we go on protest, people don't come out. And where I'm beginning to change my mind now, I'm beginning to narrow my mind to Oduduwa, because I'm a Ijesha boy, is when they call for a small protest, just they say show of support. That's what Professor Banji and the Yoruba Youth Congress call it. Look at what happened. The local people, people who we call illiterate, with their buba, they were so organized. Ekiti, Ibadan, everywhere. Thousands. Meanwhile, we that were educated, we wear a beret, we do WhatsApp, do everything, revolution now. I'm not a fool. It just shows that there's what people want. We need to refocus our energy, like Kunle said, to that. I'm telling you, Sowore come out today and say, all right, Oduduwa, that is my own part of Niger Delta. And so I will align with that, or align with Biafra, wherever he wants to go. He will be shocked. He will be shocked if he calls for protest. He will be shocked. To the Tinumbus of this world, which I also have met one-on-one some time ago. When we break. And so people say when we break, and including Sowore said, these people will come. Yes, on paper, they will come. But when they come, after we have Oduduwa, sorry, my Biafran brothers, and if you are, Arewa also,
but my native language is Yoruba. I'm sorry. And Maiyegun also said it sometimes. He used to slam them. I always like when he say that. You know. So why, you know, if we are in Nigeria and we cannot handle them, why not try something else so that when we reduce our perimeter, we will get closer to them? I'm an electrical engineer, and I know that when you transmit things, it attenuates over time, right? When you are transmitting radio signal, as the cycle get wider, the power and the intensity get what? Attenuate, reduce. So if our protest is attenuating because of the perimeter we are covering right now, why not let's reduce it to Biafra, Odua, and let's see if the intensity will not hit them. That is my stand. And I'm an ardent speaker, or I mean follower also of Nnamdi Kanu. I just feel that, yes, and I think in Sima, you have rightly said that, you know, yes, people have said things out of anger. Even husband and wife, when it's heated, you will say things, oh, look at you, get up, and then we finish it. Don't let us hold on to that. Nnamdi Kanu is a human being. I told some Nigerian, in a Nigerian WhatsApp group, I say, when some people is trying to say anything about Nnamdi Kanu, I say, he's better than you, sitting here in the AC comfortably. And we call for revolution now protest with Chidi Nwanyanwu, who is my close friend. The last revolution now of August 5, now only my family and Chidi Nwanyanwu and 2 other people, now we go protest for what is it called? Dundas Square for Toronto here. We just want to, even Chataka, go Ottawa. I drove one of the boats, go protest for there last year when Showore was still not being released. You know? So thank you again, everyone. We can talk forever.
I can listen to you all day.
I will continue. Yeah, because I have tapped from your anointing, Maiyegun. When you speak, my wife initially when you speak, my wife will look, say, oh, Nima in sọ̀rọ̀ bí EOK, as in she call me Ebenezer Olaluwa Komalafe EOK. She was like, báwo bàbá yìí ń sọ̀rọ̀ bí EOK? In fact, ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ bí tèmi ni. You know, I like the strong words. There's no, I mean, lives are getting destroyed. You are saying that we should use good word. Somebody, look at Orji Uzor Kalu. Look at Orji Uzor Kalu, who escaped justice. Do you know Orji wants to be president? Do you know that if Orji stand with Showore, it will be Showore based on the system right now?
That's right.
Anyway,
I'm going to go to Ezegbolu, my brother. Before I go to Kizzy, I'm going to give my 2 brothers again, Nzima and then Akunle Afolayan, the last shot. We've exhausted all the time today, but I like it. It's for the record. Everyone managed to speak today, and it's great. My dear brothers, Ezegbolu.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm very well, sir. How are you?
My greetings to everyone. I'm greeting everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'm calling from Germany, Kassel, Germany.
Beautiful.
Yes, and I want to commend you for this great achievement. For this, what you have put up, for your energy and everything. I've been following you for a while now, for some years, about 2-3 years now, and you have been working marvelously. And I say, may God continue to uplift you so that we can really get to the end of this frustration in our home country, Nigeria.
Amen.
What I just want to say, like what we are discussing, we are all feeling the pain. We are all feeling the pain here in abroad, in diaspora. Even no matter, I've been in Europe for 25 years now. I've been in Germany, and you know, sometimes when I look what is happening back home, I tears. That our leaders back home, they have number one, they have succeeded in using poverty. They have succeeded in using poverty to finish everybody. the people they don't even think, they cannot think normally again because of poverty. The people, they can't think normally. So somebody who is poor, even when you give him 500 naira, say go and vote for this person, he will happily, because he has not seen 500 naira for maybe 2-3 days now to even eat. They have succeeded in using poverty to finish our people in Nigeria. And like Kunle and Mr. Ebenezer said, I think I really want to say that Showore should have a rethink, because like Kunle said, we should set up, break it. Nigeria, we should break it, because what I know is that I know Showore to be a very straightforward person, and I know that Showore don't trust anybody. Showore don't trust anybody. That is why you see that it is very, very difficult for him, because even when you say Showore should go to should assist, should go to Odudua, Showore does not trust the people that are there in Odudua, because he is afraid that somebody.
Well, fair enough. He said it. He said the Revolution Now people are more attacked in Yoruba land on the orders of the state governors in Yoruba land. So he has every right to be scared then.
Yes, he's scared because he can't trust anybody. He can't trust anybody. That is why you see, even when during the election, when they were saying when they first of all, they were trying to see which party they have to merge with. He first of all sat and be watching what until at the end of the day you saw what happened during the election. You know, it was all backstabbing before he now took to his own party and inaugurated AAC. So what I want to say is that this platform that we have, we really have to make use of it. We see how we can educate our people. We see how we can bring Nigeria out of this mess that we are right now. We are in a deep shit. The country, they have finished everybody with poverty. I was in Nigeria. I had workers with me in Nigeria. They were working with me, and they were using this Okada helmet, the old Okada helmet to eat.
As like a tub.
Like a tub, yeah, like a plate. They were this Okada helmet. Yes, is what they were using to eat in my working site. So I saw it. I said, what? And then I went to the market. I bought plate, bought spoon, bought cutleries, everything. I brought it to them. I said, you people, I don't want to, make sure you don't use this thing again. Why are you eating with Okada helmet? I tell you, after 3 weeks, the whole plate and cutleries that I bought, I did not see anyone again. They went back to that Okada helmet. This is how deep poverty have eaten into the people. Here in Europe, you don't find that. You can't find that. Even there are sometimes you give if you give somebody money here in Germany, here he asks you for what? He will ask you for what?
He'll ask you for what exactly? Why are you giving me money?
Yeah, for what? Why are you giving me money? So it is a very terrible thing in Nigeria. I don't know where we have to start from, but like Kunle said, I think the easiest way we can really see this, we can handle this, is we have to break Nigeria. We really have to break Nigeria. Whether the struggle has to start from Biafra, whether it has to start from the Odudua, we have to see how we join force together to do this. So that is just my contribution.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time and your patience too. So
Yeah.
just before I let everyone go, right, as they listen to you, you will listen to them before we go. I'm going to take Kizzy. Kizzy, we have almost exhausted our time, but it's a pleasure that you even took time to join me. That's the reason why I'm not going to rush you, right? But yeah, I'm going to hear from you too in another 2 minutes before I go to Unsima and my dear good brother there, Kunle, before they all say good night. Yes.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you very much, Maiyegun. Can you guys hear me? Can you
Yeah,
hear
we can
me?
hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you very much, Maiyegun. I am a very, very ardent follower of yours on Facebook.
Thank you.
And most of the times I borrow your words. I am calling from Cape Town, South Africa. I belong to the Nigerians Union South Africa. We have a group of WhatsApp where we chat, and most of the words and the posts that I post there is actually from your page.
Wow.
And that is just to keep them on their toes, because you keep me on my toes. And I believe so much in you. I believe so much in your work. You're doing a very good job, and I appreciate your work. I say kudos to you.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate what you're doing, not just for Nigeria, but for mankind. The freedom of a man is what brings peace and improvement in his life. You understand? And that's what
right.
you're fighting for. You are not a pastor, but you are actually working more than a pastor. You understand?
Thank you.
I am very glad with what you're doing.
Hey, I'm sorry, but you know he always deliver a sermon, right, on Sundays.
Yes, yes.
Well, we call it the
So-
Temple of Truth, but that is on Maiyegun's diary. We are now on Diaspora Radio, so I'm now cultured. You know what I mean? So yeah, we are not there.
Coming to the topic at hand, sorry guys. I'm just gonna paint a scenario for you. And this scenario we obviously shape your decisions with regards to Nigeria. Let's look at our leader, for instance, Muhammad Buhari. He was a coupist in 1983. Am I right? Or 87 or so. Along the line, he became the PTF chairman under Abacha, General Abacha. I can categorically state to you that the loot of Abacha, we've not recovered half of it, which was under Buhari. We've not, as Nigeria, recovered half of what Abacha looted from Nigeria. Let's not talk about Buhari's stance on Abacha, because in the outside world, we look at your credibility, what you've done in the past to be able to put you in power. We look at what you've said in the past before we can decide what you can do in the future. You understand? But this is what happened in the 2015 election, which, if you heard what was said by the previous speakers, Shaware and the rest of them, I picked up something very, very, very important. The youth from 18 to 50 makes up 60 or 65% of the voters. Am I right?
Yeah, you are.
Now, I can tell you 35 years downwards makes up 50% of the voters, right? Now, 35 downwards, how many of us were there when Buhari was the president? How many of us?
The year he became one.
How many of us were there when Buhari was the PTF chairman? But then they came up with a particular slogan, a man of integrity. How can I, which was not there when he was the president, when he was the PTF chairman, vouch that he was actually a man of integrity? But we bought into that particular system, that particular project of integrity, which is what is backbiting us now. Because we were not there. We cannot categorically state that he is a man of integrity. None of us can vouch for it.
But we bought it.
That's number
They
one.
bought it. Well, they bought it.
They bought it. I didn't buy it because I live in South Africa. I wasn't part of the voters. But I'm saying most of the guys bought it. And now at the repercussion. Am I right?
You
Now,
are.
let's
Go on. Mhm.
let's put that part, that aspect on the side. We are looking at Nigeria as an entity, right? If I go back to the words of Nnamdi Kanu, I'm an IPOB member. He has been hammering on the fact that this particular project experiment has expired. It is supposed to be an experiment to see if it's going to work out. 60 years down the line, we are still trying to find a way to make it work. And we can see that it's not working. Why are we still pushing for it to work? The guys that actually started this experiment have seen that it's no longer working. They've backed out. But we are still pushing for it. That's another aspect of Nigeria which we are not focusing on. The third part is what the previous speakers have said. Who is going to give you this freedom that you want? It is the guys that are benefiting from your captivity. How can I, who is in charge of your freedom, benefiting from it, be able to give you now, make you equal as mine? So what's going to happen? What am I going to benefit from when you can stand face to face with me and talk to me? So this particular experiment is no longer possible. It's no longer feasible. It's taking more than it's giving out. So there is no way to make this thing work anymore. You understand? It's simple. Britain left UK the other day. It was peaceful. Everyone is happy. You understand? There is nothing that is going to, there is nothing bad about having your own freedom. I had a chat with a Nigerian guy who is an APC supporter in Western Cape. We had an argument. He said he's a media entrepreneur. I asked him a few questions. Why in the modern world, when a couple are not compatible anymore, it is normal. They divorce, go your separate ways, because forcing them to stay together, we breed abuse, we breed all kinds of evil in that particular
assault and all that. That's right. Even death.
And even death. He said no. He's trying to. He's pushing for oneness, for unity amongst Nigerians. And I asked him, why are you pushing for unity when I don't want to be there? You're forcing me to be there. Why you want me to be there? What is your plan? What do you stand to gain? Why are you not pushing for my freedom since I don't want to be there? That's the question which nobody's answering. And he backed out. So let's look at this entity. Is it still workable? Let's not beat around the bush. Can we still redeem this particular entity? What are we going to do about it? The people that are on the top don't want to release power. You talk about revolution, my brother, if you come out, they'll shoot you. I live in South Africa. This is not even a first-class world. This is a medium-class world. But there is rule of law. People are allowed to protest. Check the laws that are coming out currently in Nigeria. None of them guarantee your freedom. It's all to gag you and to stop your freedom. Freedom of the press has been gagged. So many journalists are in prison. I can count a lot of them for you. Some have disappeared out of the surface of the earth. Nobody knows where they are. We are talking, who is going to drive this, your agenda? It's the media. There's social media, whatever they are talking about. Few weeks back, Lai Mohammed increased the what you call
hate speech, hate speech, what do you call it? Fine.
Hate speech bill, fine from 500,000 to 5 million.
5 million.
What does that tell you? You are not allowed to speak. You understand? So why are you trying to make this thing work when they are showing you that, listen, this is not going to work? We don't want you free. So you should be fighting for your freedom, not to make this thing work. Because in it working is the advantage. As long as you remain under their oppression, it is to their advantage. Your freedom brings about you understand?
Thank you. You do. Thank you so much, Kizzy. Thank you so much, my dear brother Ezebolo from Germany. I'm a very good, very, very good brother too. I'll use comrade now because you see, this your white beard makes me feel like, should I say uncle? And I don't want to make you feel too old because I know many people will be using same on you and I don't like making you feel old. So I'll use comrade. Comrade is like general. You know what I mean? Sorry, I muted you. I'm sorry, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay, I'm just 50, so
yeah,
it's just overzealous white hair. My dad had it early age. I've had it too. So
and I don't want to make you feel old. That's why I'm like, okay, I'm still gonna say brother. No, I'm gonna say comrade. I'll stick to comrade, sir. Okay.
Ebenezer. Okay.
Right.
It is normal when we are 50. 50 is normal. It's normal when
Ezekwele is coming in. It's gonna come true for you as well.
Yes.
I know. But nevertheless, everybody, I have to say thank you so much for your time. It takes a lot of sometimes I just thought well, I'm just this guy who just like to make trouble, and eventually I realized I've got very great friends. People put together money. Over 8,000 pounds was put together to put all this together. You just need to see what it looks like from here, but don't worry, I won't let you because it's inside my bedroom. And when I begin to take that picture, I'll be showing you the picture of my bedroom. But I may get pushed to show you something sometimes, okay? People did this, and we have the freedom. We will not stop. We'll continue to have the conversation. I just want to say thank you so much, all of you, for your time. I'm going to take you out of a microphone because I just want us all to hear ourselves, and whatever you say, we can all hear, okay? So thank you so much, Nsima. Everybody who participated tonight and those before you, I'm just going to say good night for tonight. Thank you.
Good night. Yeah.
Good night.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's my guest there. Diaspora Radio is on. To all of you who took your time to watch me from all different platforms on Diaspora Radio Facebook, Diaspora Radio YouTube, Maiyegun's Diary YouTube, Maiyegun's Diary Facebook, and every other platform you have been able to reach and join this conversation. It's been a long night. I've not had that in ages. But I've actually had a very good time tonight. It will be on record. Now, you can go on to diasporaradiointernational.com to listen to further conversation after this. To all of you, my friend, thank you. We did it. I'll see you on the other side. Thank you very much, and a very good night to all of you.
It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic, and if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. Maiyegun don come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah, them hustle so they say they can't.